Lady Luck, will she favor the Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots? We'll find out tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Monday Night Football, ESPN. That is Tyler Fulgham. I'm Joe Fortenbaugh. This is Bet, a coming-of-age story about two young men trying to make it in Las Vegas, Nevada. So far,
I'm buying that book off the shelf. Buying that one, or putting it on my Kindle or whatever we use nowadays.
Those devices.
I don't think. Do people go to bookstores anymore?
Does it count as reading a book if you listen to the audiobook?
Good question.
Because I've read a lot of books this year, but I haven't actually bought or picked up any physical copies.
I'm more of an auditory reader.
Auditory reader.
I read with my ears.
All right, so we got the Bills-Patriots night side total props. Did Aaron Rodgers cement his case for the 2020 League MVP last night against the Titans and the return of one word? But it is Monday. We are coming off a monster Sunday. So we start with reaction, no action, as well as a reminder. If you want to check out more great gambling content, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/ESPN Sports Betting. Reaction, no action. I'm going to read a statement. If you agree, you will react. If you disagree, you will not react. Ready to go?
Fair enough.
All right. I want to give you a disclaimer, too. With just 1 week remaining, and this is what all of our categories are going to be about, with just 1 week remaining in the NFL regular season, only 7 of the 14 available playoff spots have been locked up. So we are in for a wild 6 days. Reaction or no action. Despite a 10-5 record with 9 wins in their last 11 games, the Miami Dolphins are still no lock for the postseason. And they face a Week 17 date at Buffalo against the Bills. Reaction or no action, Miami will miss the playoffs.
I have no action on this. The Dolphins will be playing a Bills team that is likely not motivated in Week 17. This, I think, is the last week where they will go out there and try, because it's a Monday night game, it's a standalone game, and they want to kind of slap around a team that's owned this division and them for the last few years. But in Week 17,
Billy and the Patriots.
Old Billy and the Pats. But in Week 17, they can't get to a 1 seed. The Chiefs have already locked that up. They're going to play a home game in round 1 and the wild card round, so there's really nothing to play for in Week 17. So I think the Dolphins win that game against the Bills. Now we look at the other contenders here in the AFC. Okay? We have the Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati. Yeah, I already think the Baltimore Ravens are going to the AFC Championship game. I think they've got their mojo back, and I think they're going to be a team that's ascending in January. I think they beat Cincinnati.
And you've been on them since the start of the season. He's not wavering.
Cleveland at Indy at Jacksonville. I think they win that game, atone for what they did in Week 1, because obviously they needed it on their outside looking in. Cleveland at Pittsburgh is interesting to me. Will Cleveland have their full assortment of wide receivers back? Will their offensive line be back in shape? If not, I'm picking Pittsburgh in that game, even if Pittsburgh's not playing for anything. But I do think Cleveland, if they're at full health, which is a big caveat right now, I don't know, can win that game. So it looks like I'm projecting every team to win that game. And if that's the case, then the Dolphins stay in.
And the Dolphins are in? Okay. I disagree with you. This is going to be a reaction for me. I believe Buffalo is going to win tonight, spoiler alert, against the Patriots, and they are going to play and beat the Dolphins next week on Sunday. Why? They want the 2 seed. I know that might not sound fantastic, but Kansas City's already locked up the 1 seed. If you get the 2, you're guaranteed to avoid the Chiefs. You don't have to deal with them until the AFC Championship game. It's a good
I can buy that, I guess. I can buy that.
I think they can allow 7,000 home fans into the stadium as well. Doesn't mean you're going to have a home field advantage, but maybe that plays into it. I see it playing out like this. The Ravens are going to beat the Bengals, like you said. The Colts are going to beat the Jaguars. They're 13.5-point favorites. I see the Browns beating the Steelers next week. That's going to be the problem for Miami, because they can get in with a loss, but they're going to lose to Buffalo. The Browns are going to beat the Steelers. Do you know the Browns open as 7.5-point favorites?
It's crazy.
For this game?
It's crazy.
I think Pittsburgh's going to rest everybody. They've been so out of gas late in the season. They rest everyone, and everyone in the scenario wins except for Miami, and Miami misses out.
You remember we asked this question a few weeks ago. I picked the Dolphins to miss the postseason. I said the Ravens are going to come and take their spot.
Yes.
I didn't think the Colts would fall out like we've seen right now. So
nice second half yesterday.
Brutal. But so I've kind of changed my tune there based on what we now have as far as scenarios for Week 17. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Cleveland wins that game as long as they have full health, which right now I can't guarantee.
You're allowed to change your tune. Okay. If we didn't change our tune, we'd be in a bunch of boats sailing off the edge of the earth.
That's a good point.
Reaction or no action number 2. If the Cowboys beat the Giants at 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday, and the Eagles beat Washington at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Sunday night, the Cowboys will win the NFC East. Reaction or no action?
Reaction.
The Cowboys will win the NFC East.
Reaction. This is something that I was forecasting about 4 or 5 weeks ago when I looked at the remaining schedule for these teams. The Dallas Cowboys had the easiest one by far. Washington had a very, very difficult one. I think it was when Washington got to like 5-8 or something like that, or I don't know what it was. It was like, they're only going to win one more game. Maybe it was 4-8. Maybe that's coming off Thanksgiving. That's what it was. They beat the Cowboys. And I was like, the Cowboys are going to lose on Thanksgiving. They're going to lose to Washington. But then Washington's not going to win another game the rest of the season. And they have won one. But I do think that scenario you laid out happens. I think Dallas wins. I think they beat the Giants. Their defense is playing a little bit better. Still not great. But the offense was humming, obviously, even though the Giants have a good defense. And I do think Philadelphia beats Washington. Washington has a great defense. But who is playing quarterback for this team? Dwayne Haskins is out the building. Alex Smith, even when healthy, still a great story, but not the greatest quarterback that inspires confidence. And I do think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are kind of playing for something, even though they can't qualify for the postseason, to show Doug Peterson, Howie Roseman, all the way up to Jeffrey Lurie, that there are some pieces here you want to build around, Hurts being principal among them. So I think it happens. I think the Dallas Cowboys are the NFC East champions come Monday morning.
Cowboys are 3-1 since they came off the bye. Lone loss came at Baltimore, so there's no shame in that. They've actually been playing pretty well. Further, the point spread for this game, them against the Giants, opened as a pick'em and moved to Dallas -2.5. So the early money is on the Cowboys. However, I'm going no action. I'm going to disagree with you.
Wow.
First of all, Dallas beating the Giants is no lock. We're only looking at this from the Dallas standpoint. If the Giants beat Dallas and Washington loses, the Giants end up winning the division. So they have just as much to play for. I cannot take a Mike McCarthy, Andy Dalton team and just assume they handle their business there, even though they should. Point number 2. Now that Dwayne Haskins has been cut after only 13 starts in Washington, Jamarcus Russell had 25 starts in his career. Haskins only had 13.
They used to, huh?
They certainly do not. I don't see Philly holding up its end of the bargain. I think Washington's going to get it done. I'm optimistic about Alex Smith, but I think Philly's going to come in and they got nothing to play for. They lost last week. They lost against Arizona. They think they're heading in the right direction. I just don't think they're going to care. Second half of that game against Dallas, they got the floor wiped with them. And you can come up with all these motivational scenarios. They want to do this because of this or that. Sure. I don't think they're going to show up. I think Washington's defense is the best unit of all the NFC East offenses and defenses. As a result, that'll win. It's going to win ugly. But that's going to
require ugly, that's for sure.
It's not going to be pretty. All right, NFC East, thanks for all the content this year. We appreciate it. Reaction or no action number 3. Week 17. The Cardinals are at the Rams. The Bears host the Packers. Arizona makes the playoffs with a win over the Rams and a Bears loss to Green Bay. That's the only way Arizona gets in. Reaction or no action? Arizona claims the final playoff spot in the NFC.
So when this question...
This has got to be tough for you,
This one is tough. Last night, I said reaction. Kyler Murray versus John Wolford. The Rams' offense has been awful the last few weeks, and now they're going to their backup quarterback. They lost both their starters, Cam Akers, and Darrell Henderson has a high ankle sprain as well. So looking at that Rams offense, how are they going to score? But then news comes out today that Kyler Murray might not play in this game. And we maybe, I don't even remember the guy's name, Steve Kreckler or something? That's not even close to his name. But that's the point. You don't know the Arizona Cardinals backup
Kreckler.
You don't know the Arizona Cardinals backup quarterback?
Sounds like a name you'd have on your fake ID in college. Steve Kreckler. I'm 21, just turned 21. I'd love to come in.
McLovin is Kyler Murray's backup. That's who it is. I said reaction last night. However, if it's backup versus backup, the best unit on the field will be the Rams' defense. Agree or disagree with that?
Agreed.
So, reaction last night, I'm kind of on the fence right now. I'll stick with reaction because I think Murray is way more likely to play than Goff. But if it is backup versus backup, I'll take the Rams' defense to get him in the playoffs.
So let's start with this scenario. Are we both in agreement that the Packers are going to beat the Bears? I believe they're 5-point favorites, 4.5-point favorites.
The Packers do have something to play for.
The 1 seed.
And Aaron Rodgers is trying to win an MVP.
Yes.
I think they win that game.
All right, so they're going to beat the Bears, which means Arizona winning in, Rams winning in. Right. That's the scenario. I'm going to go no action here. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury could manage his way through an automatic car wash, let alone an end of half or end of game scenario. He is brutal. And if anyone from Arizona is listening, you got to get rid of this guy. He is going to waste the best early years of Kyler Murray's career. He doesn't know how to manage games. Kyler Murray is not getting better. He is a transcendent talent who is mired away with a #1 wide receiver, but Kingsbury can't get the most out of him. So I don't care who's starting at quarterback for the Rams. Kingsbury's going to find a way to blow it. They've dropped 4 of 6, and I have very little faith. The Rams are still a favorite, too, despite the injury.
Well, guess what? We will rally around John Wolford, and we will play good football. stole that from Dick Vermeil. And we got 3 roulette bets here. We were on opposite ends of reaction, no action there. So
Toss 'em
3
up.
roulette bets.
Boom.
On the house.
That's athleticism.
Right there. Well done.
Let's take a look at the AFC playoff odds on the way out the door before we get ready to break down some Monday Night Football. The AFC has been awesome this year. Cleveland, how about this? Again, just like the Rams. Beat the Jets, and you're
all you
fine.
gotta do.
Everybody's beating the Jets all year.
What has gotten into the Jetropolitans?
The Jets are nasty. They're red hot right now.
The Jets are wrecking. The Jets are 2020. They've just wrecked everyone's lives.
The Jets are double-barreling their owner.
Yes,
just double-barreling their
including
owner, saying, we don't care about your draft picks or your future. We're going to win these meaningless games that no one cares about at all. Monday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. It's the Buffalo Bills traveling to New England to take on the New England Patriots. Buffalo, currently the 3 seed, but that's only because they haven't played yet. A win tonight will put them in the 2 seed. Pittsburgh will move to the 3 seed. A question. With the number 1 seed already locked up by Kansas City, how motivated is Buffalo tonight? Any concerns about a letdown?
I'm not concerned about a letdown because I don't even think the motivation that they're going to have kind of derive from the locker room has nothing to do with playoff seeding. I think, again, it's going to go back to a team, a helmet, a coach, a franchise that has bullied them and the rest of this division for 20 years, and they're going to take so much satisfaction, even though they've, kind of 2, 3 seed, whatever, they're going to have home field in that first card. Wow. Their motivation is going to come from the fact that they have an opportunity to embarrass a team that has embarrassed them and the Dolphins and the Jets for 20 years, and they are going to want to do that. And they have the personnel, the scheme, the advantages everywhere to embarrass them if they play their A game.
They also strike me as an organization that's not really thinking about that stuff. They're just playing good football each week.
Absolutely.
They're going out, they played good football against the Niners on Monday night. They went out and they played good football against the Broncos on a Saturday. I don't think they're getting caught up in what's the seeding? What are our chances to win the Super Bowl? I think in their minds, they're not good enough to think about that.
Agree.
They flopped in the playoffs. They don't have a playoff win this millennium. I think the mindset in Buffalo is let's just focus on the task at hand. With that in mind, I know you love your prop bets. And this son of a... He was red hot in last night's Tennessee-Green Bay game. That's why you got to watch Daily Wager Sunday mornings, ESPN2 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, because he was crushing his prop bet.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Derrick Henry are good.
Hey, okay. I was trying to prop you up.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right. So with that in mind, you're coming off that. You're red hot. You got a couple for tonight for the people. What are you thinking?
All right. As far as player props are concerned for tonight, I'm looking at Josh Allen going under 35.5 passing attempts. Here are the reasons why. Allen, against the Patriots, Bill Belichick has had his number. Now, this is a different Josh Allen than the one we've seen the last few years. But Allen is averaging just 28 attempts per game, 4 meetings, against Bill Belichick's defense in his career. In week 8, when they played each other, Allen attempted just 18 passes. And the reason is because Cam Newton and that Patriots offense play this brand of football where they rarely throw the football. The clock is always running. They limit play volume. They limit snaps. They limit opportunity for the other team. And they're a touchdown plus favorite depending on where you're shopping. Allen won't need to throw the ball 40 times to win this game. He can use Devin Singletary. He can use Zach Moss. The Patriots have faced a league-low 420 pass attempts overall this season. That's just 30 per game. They average seeing just 30 per game. Again, because you don't need to throw to beat them. Just run the ball like the Rams did on them a few weeks ago. Run the ball like everyone has against them. Don't put Josh Allen dropping back there, taking sacks. Not needed. Under 35.5 passing attempts. And then there's Cam Newton on the other side, the other quarterback.
Cameron Newton.
Has he been very good throwing the football this year?
Has he even thrown the football this year? What's he got, like 6 touchdown passes?
I think 5.
Oh, my God. Rodgers did that in the first half last night.
His total for passing yards, I've just been betting blindly the under on his passing yard total, and that usually works. It's
like me with Dalton INTs.
Exactly.
My mom actually texted me yesterday. She goes, there's your Dalton INT.
Oh, Mom, don't you love it when Mom watches and then knows that you hit a bet? I get that, too.
I don't need her to be that focused and locked in on this show.
166.5 for Cam Newton. That's the threshold. He's failed to clear that in 8 of 13 games he started this season. The Bills' defense, by the way, playing much, much better. In weeks 1 through 6, their defensive DVOA was 30th in the National Football League. In weeks 7 through 16, their defensive DVOA is 6th. Sean McDermott has them playing Sean McDermott football. Newton has a short leash. If they're getting beat, I wouldn't even be surprised if Jarrett Stidham gets in there. So under on passing attempts for Josh Allen, under on passing yards for Cam Newton.
I got one for you. I put a lot of research in. Okay, you ready for this? All right. I think it might be the first ever tackles prop on this show. Buffalo Bills strong safety Jordan POYER over 7.5 tackles tonight. Now, that's assists and solo combined.
Right.
He's going to have 8 or more tackles. He's averaging 8.3 tackles on the season. He's hit this mark in 10 of 14 games this year, and the second most tackles he had in a game this season was 11 against the Patriots. The way the Patriots play football, they like to run, and they like the short crossing routes. That is conducive to a strong safety like Jordan Poyer getting lots of opportunities to tackle the ball carrier. That's where we're at. Jordan Poyer over 7.5 total tackles. Game pick. Side total. It's Buffalo -7, total of 47. Anything there?
I'm taking the Bills. I'm laying the wood. I think they win this one handily. I'm going under 47. Again, Buffalo's defense playing way better. I just outlined that, how they've improved over the season. I have a hard time imagining the Patriots contributing points to the scoreboard, and they're not going to need Buffalo 30 points to win this game. Under 47, but they win by at least a touchdown.
You got the total. I got the side. I will lay the points with the Buffalo Bills in this matchup. They've covered the spread in 6 straight, but not only that, they're covering by an average of 10.5 points per game. Not winning by an average of 10.5, covering by an average of 10.5 points per game. That is incredible. Plenty of motivation, still going for that 2 seed. Stephon Gilmore, the best defender for the Patriots, starting cornerback. He is out tonight. That's going to help Diggs. That's going to help Allen. And the Patriot offense, 15 total points over the last 2 weeks. They currently rank 27th in scoring this season. Josh Allen, a legitimate MVP candidate. Probably going to come up short this season to Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. But speaking of MVP candidates, we want to take a look at the odds because our producers have been kind enough to come up with a little trivia contest for us today regarding Allen, Rodgers, and Mahomes. Those are the only possible answers to the questions. We are going to be working together. So Aaron Rodgers is now, after being an underdog, and we told you on Daily Wager yesterday morning, Rodgers was the play in a standalone game, get ahead of the market. He went from the second best odds to the favorite after that performance. Mahomes with a couple picks yesterday against Atlanta. They survived by 3. And then Josh Allen still sitting around at 14-1. So we've got 5 questions here. The only possible answer is either Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen. We're going to be working together. You ready?
In tandem.
In tandem. In simpatico. In simpatico.
Question numero uno.
MVP candidate with the most passing yards. Which way would you like to go there?
That's Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes, you seem confident. I will agree with you. Patrick Mahomes. Survey says, boom, red hot, unstoppable. We're going 5 for 5 today. Question number 2. We're not even going to celebrate. Just keep them coming. We're that red hot. MVP candidate with the best total QBR.
Did you see the last full-screen graphic that was up?
Feels like Rodgers.
Because they gave away the answer, yes.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, we saw the answer to the
Look at
test.
you paying attention.
Aaron Rodgers! Rodgers!
Bang! That's 2. Pick 6. In the MVP candidate that caught a TD pass this season.
I remember. Don't you remember?
I'm going to give you a guess. I'm just going to guess Allen.
Yes. Josh Allen.
Remember it happening,
Josh
though.
Allen.
Okay, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Boom.
I think it was a Monday night game we were watching.
Air pound.
Boom,
3 for 3. Come on, we're going to go 5 for 5. MVP candidate with the best ATS record this season. Damn. It's definitely not Mahomes. They've missed like 6 or 7 straight. So it's either Allen or Rodgers.
I think it's Allen. 9-5. Again, a graphic we saw earlier.
I've been betting against them all year, and I've been wrong all year.
I don't know if the Packers are that good ATS. I'm going to go Allen. 9-5.
Yes. I have lost so much money betting against the Bills this year. It finally comes back to reward me.
Almost.
Final one, chance at 5 for 5.
Oh, gosh.
A lot of pressure.
Oh, gosh.
Let's not be Giannis and miss that second free throw. All right, here we go. What are we looking at, people? What are we looking at?
I want a new question. I know
I
that
want
Josh Allen.
MVP candidate with the most fourth quarter comebacks this season.
Oh, gosh. No,
Oh, boy, here we go. All right. I mean, Mahomes, they've had to come back against, I want to say almost Miami, not Tampa Bay.
They came back against
the Raiders.
They came back against, was it Carolina? And they just came back against the Falcons.
I don't think it's Rodgers.
I don't think it's Rodgers either. I think it's either Mahomes or Allen. We've had 2 Allens.
Shoot.
Let's go Mahomes.
I'll go Mahomes.
That's kind of his thing. That's his
Patty
thing, right?
Mahomes. Put some ketchup on it.
Bang!
Yes. We never do well in trivia, ever. That's for you.
Thank you. You know what? That's for you, buddy. This is a tag team effort.
Oh, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. Oh, my God. All right, so who sets a show up like this? Who sets a show up like this? So we just had some success. Now we're going to get knocked down.
A high water mark in the history of this here presentation.
So let's recap the Parlay to Paradise. It's a 9-team, $50 parlay we place every week in the chance of winning so much money we get to retire and go to paradise. Here are our picks. Well, you got one. Feel good about it. The nice Atlanta didn't even need the back door.
Remember that lump of coal I gave you on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
It was the Falcons almost won that money line.
They almost won outright. They played very well, but they did what they do so well, which is lose games.
That's what I
By
said.
the way, Green Bay, Tennessee over did hit. Darn it, it did hit, just not at that price.
Yeah, right.
54.
Depends where you got it.
What'd Friedel have? Houston over 59.5. Oh, the Hawaii game, yeah.
Oh, he went. Yeah, that was right. We were lauding him for going college
blame him.
football when he's an NBA guy.
So we hit 3 of 9.
Next!
Well, we'd be Hall of Famers if this were baseball. Unfortunately, it's gambling, and 333 is just not going to get it done. So let's see if we did any better on Santa's bag of balls. What was it called? Bag of bets.
Santa's
bag of bets.
of
Well, we picked the balls. If you missed the episode last week, we had these giant confetti balls.
They were called ornaments.
Ornaments?
Yes, they were ornaments.
Ornaments. All 5 games for the NBA Christmas Day card. And we ripped one open and threw it, and whatever team was in there, that was what we went with. Just a very random way of picking games. How did Santa do?
Still confetti.
How did Mr. Foljam do? How did I do? I don't even remember. I think
I went 2 and 3. Santa went 3 and 2. Santa started hot.
Yeah, that's a very nice
hot.
day. He hit the first 3.
Yeah.
Lost late, but 60%. You'll take it as a pro gambler.
How did we do compared to Santos?
Okay, so Santa went 3 and 2. I'd like to believe a random bag of balls was not better than our research, but ornaments, yeah, ornaments, you know.
I think I went 2 and 3.
All right, so how did you end up doing?
I
know we were opposite on the Heat Pelicans.
I think
game.
you tied Santa and I went 2 and 3.
Okay.
So, congratulations.
Tied Santa 3 and 2 is fantastic.
Ball.
All right, one word. You know how it works. I'm going to read a statement, and you give me the word that comes to mind. There's also a little technology involved, so brace yourselves. You never know what could happen here. All right, you ready for the first one?
Yes, indeed.
The Dallas Mavericks beat the Los Angeles Clippers by 51 points in a 124-73 rout on Sunday afternoon. 51 points they beat them by.
Okay.
Now, there's no Kawhi Leonard, but he's not worth 51 points to the spread. Familiar. You see a lot of 51-point blowouts?
Here's how I'm kind of using this word in conjunction with the Clippers specifically. Doesn't this team feel familiar to last year? Just wildly disappointing, gonna kind of under-deliver on expectation. I know Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing, but you shouldn't lose by 51 points in the NBA if you have Paul George, if you have Lou Williams, if you're supposed to be a good team. So, again, losing that 3-1 series lead to the Nuggets, that was disappointing. Now all ready to start this season, and some of the losses they've had in the offseason, Montrezl Harrell going across the Staples Center hallway to the other locker room. It just feels kind of familiar that the Clippers are yet again, like they've done for most of their history in their franchise, disappoint us. So familiar.
That is pretty good. My one word isn't even going to be one word. It's just going to be a letter. That's it.
Okay.
K, one letter. K, as in 401k, as in bet your 401k on the Clippers in the first half during tomorrow night's game. I don't even know who they're playing. I thought I had it written down here somewhere. Minnesota, who's going to be without Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes, right.
So think about it for a second. You just lost by 51 points without Kawhi Leonard, so he's probably going to play.
Right.
You are absolutely humiliated. You've been embarrassed. Tyler Folger's been making fun of you on YouTube shows for ESPN. You're going to come out motivated. The last time we saw a team get beat this bad, the Warriors were leading Sacramento by 41 points at the half in a November 1991 game. Sacramento was awful. They were 29-53 that season. But they came back the next game, and they gave the Seattle Supersonics, who were very good that year, all they could handle. They were trailing by 5 at the half. That's really the only trend and information I have to go on for this.
That's digging deep, my friend.
But I believe you are going to get a very spirited effort from the Clippers coming off that humiliation. Bet the Clippers in the first half. Bet the Clippers in the game if you want. It's going to be on against a Minnesota team that plays no defense. One word.
I think Wines wants you to go first with this one word.
All right. After Sunday's 118-94 win over my beloved Philadelphia 76ers, the Cleveland Cavaliers have started the season 3-0. The first word that comes to mind here.
I kind of wanted to draw an emoji, but I'm not good enough at it.
You should give it a try anyway. I would love to see. Is pyrite.
That's a rock, isn't it?
It is what's known as fool's gold.
Ah,
fool's gold is pyrite, and that's exactly what this 3-0 start for Cleveland is. It came against the Hornets, the Pistons, and a Sixers team that had played on Saturday, so it was the second night of a back-to-back. Now, forget about the fact that Cleveland also played the second half of a back-to-back. I'm going to conveniently leave that out of my analysis. But this is pyrite, this is fool's gold. Although I love how this team looks with Colin Sexton, who's dropping like 27 a night.
Him and Garland
Kevin Love's been playing very well, too. But pyrite, 3-0, fool's gold. What do you
All
got
right.
for me? After Sunday's 118-94 win over the Sixers, the Cleveland Cavaliers have started the season 3-0.
Okay. I'm going to
California, Calvin Harris.
say cautious, although I
Cautious.
love Calvin Harris. I think he's got a residency somewhere in here.
I think he's
When we
right
can-
next door. at
When we can
Caesars.
return to normalcy in Vegas.
That's the first thing you're going to do, Calvin Harris?
Probably not Calvin Harris. Some other things I'll do. But Calvin, I'm coming for you. They beat Charlotte by 7. They beat Detroit at Detroit by 9. And then they beat the 76ers by 24. Again, there was no Embiid. You can only play who's in front of you on the schedule, Brother Joe.
That's true.
So I agree that these aren't the greatest. This isn't the Lakers. This isn't the Bucks. This isn't, the Boston Celtics. However, beating the 76ers by 24, even if no Embiid, that exceeds my expectation. Detroit could be historically bad. Charlotte just beat the Nets with Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
They
so
did.
They might be a team that can be good. I'm cautious.
The Knicks just beat the Bucks, too.
What's going on?
They hammered the Bucks. There were so many results yesterday, I
I'm
thought I was
cautious.
taking crazy pills.
I'm cautious with the Cavaliers, but 3-0 is a great start to the season. Didn't see it coming. Cautious about them being maybe a team that could sneak into the 8th spot in the East. I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Cautious.
I got a third one for you.
Proceed with caution.
NBA related as well.
Okay.
Here we go. Warriors center James Wiseman, the number 2 pick out of Memphis, where he played like 4 games, is currently plus 350 to win the Rookie of the Year award. That means a $100 wager, if it wins, would return $350 in profit. Plus 350. What's your one word?
Okay, my one word is a word that we like here. It's an overreaction.
Overreaction.
Okay. Oh, I forgot the other part of it.
I like the line coming back through, though. Very savvy.
James Wiseman is plus 350 and he's been great. Don't get it twisted. However, Anthony Edwards has been really good. The number 1 overall pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And his usage may go up with Karl Anthony Towns out. They may rely on him even more. His numbers may get better. And Tyrese Halliburton, the rookie for Sacramento, do not sleep on this cat who's
Very good.
15-1, plus 1,500 to win Rookie of the Year right now. I would buy that. He is 4th in points among rookies, 1st in assists, 1st in assist to turnover ratio, 1st in 3-point field goals made, 2nd in 3-point field goals attempted, and tied for 3rd in blocks as a guard. The dude has been awesome. So Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, like their value more than James Wiseman, although I cannot knock Wiseman has been very good to start.
All right, one word that comes to mind when Wiseman is listed as plus 350 to win Rookie of the Year. I gave you a pyrite in the last one. This time I'm going to go with silver. Not Adam Silver, silver.
Metal.
As in silver lining here in the silver state of Nevada. See how we play that?
This guy
Silver
is good.
spoons. Shout out Ricky Schroeder. We
This
could go
guy
all
is
day with
good.
this. But we are limited in how much time we have. Silver isn't silver lining. I don't know if you've seen many Warriors games this season, but they lack a bit of an undervalued element of the game, which is defense. They play none of it. They are going to be terrible this year. It is so unfortunate for me to watch, having been a Bay Area resident for 6 years during the dynasty, but I digress. This guy's going to be the silver lining. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1.3 blocks in 24 minutes per game. And with Marquise Chris fracturing his ankle in practice over the weekend, more minutes are going to open up. Everyone on the team, everyone around the team is raving about James
he's
Wiseman
been great.
right now.
He's been awesome.
He's going to be solid. I think it's the silver lining in a season that's going to be lost for the Warriors yet again. I got another bonus bet for you.
Bonus bet.
Bonus
Ooh,
bet,
bonus
Buffalo
action on
Bills
bet.
minus ½ point in the first quarter tonight against the New England Patriots. No team in the NFL has a better first quarter scoring differential than the Buffalo Bills. Guess who ranks 32nd
I'm going
in
to
first quarter
guess
scoring?
the New England Patriots. That's just my guess.
You would be right. 32nd in first quarter scoring, 15th in
It's
first
just
quarter
half a
scoring
point,
defense. It's
minus
half a point.
They
You got
gotta
to win it.
They
Remember,
got to win the
slow
quarter
pace.
by a point.
They got to win the quarter.
All over that.
I mean, if they could win the quarter by 0.7 of a point, that would cover
Jordan
as well.
Poyer,
Just
too.
half a point.
This guy's digging deep over here. He's pulling pyrite out of his you-know-what.
It's Monday, coming off the holiday weekend. Trying to bring you everything. He's Tyler Folger. I'm Joe Fornball. Thank you for watching. Bills, Patriots, 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. We'll catch you Wednesday.